Hello there everybody, welcome to another Lost Ark related video. I guess it's Lost Ark video straight up, it's not even just related, you know what I'm saying? But it's Friday, yay, hip hip hooray. Arkonomics, baby. Coming at you live from your favorite Makoko in the whole fucking world. It's me. It really me. It's still so funny how I have the Makoko icon. It deserved, it's just funny, you know what I'm saying? I need to stop saying, you know what I'm saying? It is an It's Will tick that I have developed because I've watched so many VODs from It's Will. I need help. Please, someone, won't you help me? Anyways, it's Arkonomics. If you don't know what Arkonomics is, this is the video series I do every Friday, and I have done every Friday for like the last 3 years, where I just kind of sit down and yap about bullshit for about 8 to 10 minutes and hang out with you guys. It is loosely market-based, though I think a lot of it is... I mean, it's always been up for interpretation, mostly just marking the trends week over week, less about what you should actually buy or purchase, because even at the heyday of my Lost Ark career, I don't think you should be listening to somebody telling you what to do, especially on something so speculative like this. Anyways, take a look at blue crystals. Damn, blue crystals have went down. They were 18k last week, I remember this very vividly. 15.2k on the slow buy, 15.5k on the insta buy because somebody's trying to sell, but realistically you'd be looking more like a 17.8k on the insta buy. But that is still lower than last week because it used to be like 18k. Interesting. Before I take a look at the market, I did pull up the roadmap here because I think... here, let me pull up the roadmap for y'all. So the roadmap is relevant because I think, realistically speaking, I don't think too much is going to be happening to the material prices of things or like prices of things in general until something big happens. And what do we know is coming? Well, what better place to look than the roadmap, which is the thing that we can look to and be like, what is happening in certain months? So what is happening in... well, we already know what's happening in February, right? We got the Guardian Night. I didn't realize they called it Dragon Night here. Interesting. So they must have, like, last minute changed the name, huh? Interesting. Because this class is named Guardian Knight. You can see right here, the link, like, Guardian Knight class. Whatever. Strange. I did not realize they called it Dragon Knight in the fucking roadmap. Anyways, Dragon Knight came out. We already know that. Progression events, a bunch of other stuff. But for March is what we're looking at. Because March, I think, is the important thing, and that's the next upcoming thing, and the next chance of, like... I think big market volatility swings up or down. But you can see there's not too much going on here, right? All that's really going on here is Paradise Season 3, which, I mean, is good, and I think long-term will affect, like, material prices downward. But I think more than anything, I think what's going to affect material prices being more downward-based is just like long droughts of like no content, and then you can see here in April you get this, which is the Circa raid, and normal is going to be 1710, hard's 1730, nightmare 1740. So the next piece of content that's going to require like materials and honing levels to access is going to be in April. March is going to be mostly a nothing month in terms of like things that are really going to affect prices of like materials in a more unpredictable manner, I think is what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I think it's relevant to bring up these things wherever possible. And I think it's good to keep this stuff in mind when we take a look at like prices of things and like whether you decide, should I buy this or should I maybe not buy this? You know what I'm saying? But as always, the price of things is very volatile, and at the end of the day, Amazon Smilegate could release something tomorrow that we had no idea of knowing was coming, and could change the prices of a million different things. They could drop Gold Frog tomorrow. They could do a bunch of different random shit. At the end of the day, you can just make your best guesses, you know what I'm saying? But taking a look at the material prices for this week, Radiant Leapstones are still on the big up, though they're slightly down from where they were at their peak. You can see here, 86 gold was the peak in the average price, which is crazy. They're down at 70 right now, which Don't get me wrong, that's still incredibly expensive, in my opinion, for fucking Radiant Honor Leaps. It's crazy to me. This doesn't even have an average day price, which is crazy. Superior Reha is no longer being bought and sold. So sad. Which, I mean, it makes sense. I don't think you really need these to interact with the game anymore, basically. Primary Rehas, however, still being sold, still being bought. You still need them to hone up to get into T4. 55 gold average price. I mean, this is like about what it's always been, hasn't it? I think the fusion map prices have been pretty stable, mostly given the circumstances. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the trade skill prices probably haven't been moved too terribly much. I mean, I don't usually look at trade skill prices, but since you can make fusion mats out of every trade skill now, I think it's interesting to see. Obviously, they have different ratios, and like certain trade skills have other uses other than like crafting fusion mats. But I don't think long's gone since are the days of like, I think there being like massive margins and massive like price spikes in fusion mats outside of like people honing a new class or like honing to get into like new raid content, for example. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. Again, I feel like I say this stuff a lot, but a lot of this stuff is just like, I don't know, it's core stuff, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing special going on here. And I think the way that you need to look at these things, or at least I think the way that you should approach these things, generally speaking, is from like a, why are the prices of things how they are, and what contributes to those prices directly, rather than indirectly. Obviously, bots also are like a big factor in the price of a lot of things, especially for our region, but it's really hard to quantify like how bots impact like the market and like the gold economy in general, which is why I always try to err on the side of like not so much mentioning bots, especially these days, because bots are much, I don't want to say much harder to sort of figure out the price or the impact of their like their sort of income generation, material generation, whatever it may be that they're ending up like botting for. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, it was very clear that primarily every single bot in existence was trade skill botting, and that's why the price of trade skill mats was so like dirt cheap for so long, etc., etc. But that's a whole nother story. Anyways, nowadays I think a lot of the botting is less so botting and more so just multi-boxing and like alt account farming gold raids and then selling the gold RMT style. They're going crazy style with it, bouncing on that shit, so to speak. Oh man, what is wrong with me? A lot is wrong with me, let me tell you. But I'm doing great, and I hope you guys are all doing great too. So, redstones going bigly up. I don't know why they're going bigly up. If somebody wants to tell me why they're going bigly up, you let me know. But these motherfuckers going up. These were like 170 gold last week, unless I'm smoking the peace pipe. But I don't think I am. At least not that I'm aware of. 240 gold is fucking expensive. You bought redstones at their cheap point, you are a fucking rich man right now. And honestly, I'm happy for you. But aside from that, everything looks mostly the same. Mostly standard stuff here. Take a look at engravings, see how they're popping. See how engravings are popping. Ooh, Grudge is almost under 300k. That's big for a fella like me. I'm in the Grudge market. I'm at the bookie. I'm placing bets on when Grudge is going below 300k. I'm thinking next week we're going to see this. It's going to be under 300k. Mark my fucking words, baby. It's so close. It's still got a long way to go before I would even begin to call it reasonably priced, but hey, it's better than it was. We're getting there, smiley face. We are getting there. Take a look at Sidereal Energy. Let's play a fun game. You think this is over or under 3 mil? I'm thinking over, because it's been historically over 3 mil. Ooh, it's under. I lost. Damn, what's the average day? Damn, I guess it must have started dropping and it just kind of kept dropping. Very close to 3 mil, though. Last sold at 2.6, though. Interesting. As always, if somebody wants to fund me some Sidereals, I'll happily take them and then totally not RMT them away. You know what I'm saying? Level 109 gem. Yeah, they don't got those yet. I'm sure in Lost Ark 3 they'll have level 109 gems, though. Looks like cooldown gems 3.1 mil. No damage gems in sight. What's the premium looking like? Looks like a 200 or 100k premium. I feel like this is slightly more expensive. I think week after week these are getting slightly more expensive, which I think tracks It could also just be a fluctuation in like what's currently listed, because there is a recently sold one for 3.05, which I think was like the standard price last week. So it's like a small increase, like a 50k increase, but an increase is an increase nonetheless, and I think it's worth noting. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit. I always enjoy, like, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy, like, getting into, like, the mindset from an economic standpoint in, like, video games specifically. It's always been something that's been very, very passionate and near and dear to my heart. So I appreciate you guys for still watching these, even though there's not much to them, truthfully. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the game patch cycle. There's just not much going on. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much I can say if the game isn't really doing much. In any case, I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Like the video if you like it, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's Cinder, Diz, Remix My Life. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys all in the next one very, very soon. Bye!